Nigel Cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chuckabouties. Thank you for joining me, moi, Nigel Cecil, entertainment entrepreneur, and two topics in this particular video. Now, the first one is inviting you to take part, because some 3 weeks ago in video, what, yes, Hillary, yes, thank you for holding up the card, video 159, I responded on behalf of my fair-minded and equitable friends to a posting, a statement Equity had published on their website about the current situation in Israel and Palestine. Well, since then, a few days ago, they did another statement, and this one was calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, because it was mentioned, I said in my Twitter account, if you'd like to get in touch with me, please do so. Well, some of my fair-minded friends have, and I'm quite surprised by what they've said. It's often said, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but, well, I'm prepared to listen and take them on board. So what we're doing, yes, I appreciate my fair-minded friends saying that, Hillary, we're going to extend the deadline for anyone to get in touch and say what they think about Equity's statement on their website calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, you've got, if you'd like to take part, I would love to hear from you. Send them to my usual email address or DM me on Twitter, and we'll keep everything confidential so you don't need to put your head and name above the parapet. I'll relate it all on your behalf. And the deadline for these comments, your observations, have a look at the statement on Equity's website, will be Thursday the 23rd. That's this coming Thursday. So there we go. Please let me know. Send them into my email address or Twitter account or DM me, all in confidence, by Thursday the 23rd of November. And we'll see what happens. And I'll be making a statement in a subsequent video. Okay, enough of that, Hillary, because the other thing that's happened, of course, my last video, we speculated about Spotlight, and they're both on here, really, on the Equity website, speculated about Spotlight and Equity. Were they together? Or were they apart? Now, yes, here's how I finished that particular video, the last video. Hello again. A quick reminder from Hillary, because Hillary said, Nigel, you've not given a Joker-Rooney for ages. So it has to be on this topic. What have you got for me, Hillary? Yes, a quick Joker-Rooney. Yes, what's the difference between an actor and a thief? Now remember, this has got to relate, hasn't it? Yes, what's the difference between an actor and a thief? One steals the spotlight and the other steals the spotlight. Is Equity going to steal the spotlight? Bye for now. Chuckabouties, given what's happened in the past few days, following the Equity Council meeting on Tuesday, you have to chuckle when Nigel in speculation said, is Equity going to steal the spotlight? Well, they are now running a campaign to actually call on the government to bring in a law that makes it unlawful for anyone to charge actors and similar aspirational occupations to pay to go in a directory in order to get work. Because Equity are saying that is a tax on hope. Now, it really does look that way, but that's why the T-shirt, Greed Busters. Who's taking all the money? Now, on the face of it, when I speculated about the reason Spotlight might be giving this new premier level, it did have a financial credibility, a basis on which to promote that particular idea. But as it's now been shelved, one really has to ask the question, given that the boss of Spotlight had a long career with Equity and ended up as an assistant general secretary, what went wrong with the reasoning? Because clearly it was off the wall. But where does that leave Equity, saying, well, going into directories, being charged to go into the directories in order to get work is a tax on hope? Well, it all sounds good, but what does it mean? Because you see, if you decide you want to be in the entertainment business, the whole of the entertainment business is based on hope. You're waiting for the phone to ring. It's hope. Actually, when you think about it, you go to drama school, and there's others never been to drama school, and they end up being a star way above you, but you've decided to spend money on going to drama school. How many drama students will actually get jobs and survive in the entertainment business? So clearly, paying to go to drama school is what? It's a tax on hope. So shouldn't drama schools be free? And then when you think about it, we'll just think of a few ideas, Hilary. Yes, Equity. Now, Equity say, well, you might be a student, but, you know, for your own credibility, registering your name, join Equity. And you can join Equity without having actually done a job. So you're joining Equity to give you, well, credibility, but you've never had a job. But, well, I need to be in Equity because it shows my commitment. My commitment to what? Hoping I'm going to get a job. So it's a tax on hope, because if Equity wanted to make sure nobody had a tax on hope, they'd be saying to drama students, listen, you have to pay nothing to join Equity. Just come and join us and we will help you because we don't want to tax your hope. And when you get a job, then, well, you know, you can then pay Equity. Everywhere you look, when did Equity, or anyone for that matter, do a really strict, credible survey into how many jobs are available at any one time? Because you see, if everybody's chasing jobs, then everybody will be doing something to make sure that they get noticed rather than you get noticed. I mean, just think about it. You go on holiday and the hotel is full. There are 500 people in the hotel and there's what? Only 10 deck chairs. Now, of course, if you're in a socialist communist country, they could say, well, we're going to share the deck chairs out on a fair basis. And you'll say, hang on, there's 500. I'm here for 2 weeks. I'm going to get the deck chair for what? 3 hours on Tuesday afternoon. It might not be sunny. So, of course, you'll be there first before anyone else, putting your towel on the deck chair, trying to get in. So, aspiration of hope. Now, hope, because you're trying it and everybody else is trying it. If you say, well, directories now are going to be funded by someone else, fine. But others are going to say, well, we're going to get our own directory. We'll do anything to get the work. Now, that's very regrettable having to say that. But when there's thousands pursuing one job, what do you expect? Because if you have a belief in yourself, and you believe quite rightly that you are unique, you are going to push your name forward in any way possible to get the job. So a tax on hope everywhere. And hope comes at a cost. Hope has a cost. And again, you know, that's what it's all about. The cost of hope. How much are you prepared to pay over and above anyone else to get the job? Some may say, well, I'll just sit at home and wait for the phone to ring. Others will say, no, I'll go and get a job in that bar because I might meet somebody and I might get a job. I can remember years ago, giving my age away, Kenneth Williams. When I first met Kenneth, soon afterwards, because I was a youngster in the biz, Kenneth said, "You do realise what showbiz is all about, don't you?" I said, "No." "Well, what?" He said, "Show business, Nigel, is 15% talent and 95% luck. And those two figures don't add up, and neither does blinking show business." Though he didn't use the word blinking, Hillary. No, I'm being polite to all of you. So there we are. The cost of hope. And realistically, greed busters, when it comes to it, do you think any of the big companies, out of the goodness of their heart, are going to pay for it? So any actor, not just members of equity, you couldn't actually say, well, this new law will only apply to equity members. It will apply to anyone who aspires to being an actor and proving somehow that they've got a relationship with the profession. Well, they'll all be in there. And some will say, well, that's the cost of hope. But will the greed busters say, well, we're going to continue to fund this? No. As with all things, it will trickle down. And it will trickle down probably to the agents. And the agents will end up having to pay to go in that directory. And the agents, unfortunately, because they have to make a living as well, will say, well, I'm sorry, our commission is going to have to go up a little. And so eventually it will come down to the lowest persons possible in the pecking order. And everyone at the top will say, oh, look what we've got. We don't have to pay to go in a directory now. They don't need to get in the directory because they're already stars. So there we are. It'll be interesting to see what equity achieves, especially as they now say, workers together. But other workers as well have to pay out of their own pockets in order to get an opportunity to be seen for a job. So once equity says everyone is a worker, they are moving away from the uniqueness of the entertainment profession. Is equity going to steal the spotlight? Check about it, as I ended a previous video with that question. Will equity end up stealing the spotlight? Or will their new campaign about casting directories based on the mantra, a tax on hope, carry the day? Or will there be a general acceptance that nothing really has changed in show business generally, in that the whole of show business is based on hope, and that hope comes at a cost of hope? Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think. Until the next time, bye for now.